Alright.
Okay, the 31st of the 1st, 2015, Saturday night. It's 21:20 UK time. For anybody that misses this, your host tonight is PC Kieran on Tax Renegade. Tonight we're going to talk about, or we're going to have a topic here, how much or how do you value your privacy? How do you value your privacy? Not only on computers, on your house phone at home, how do you value your privacy? On your mobile phone, in your bank, when you're logging your money, in communication in general. How do you value your privacy? Privacy can exist in a number of ways. It can be your personal information that you're putting on your computer. It can be your personal information that you have on your mobile device. It can be your personal information that the bank keeps. Maybe you're paying your mortgage. And also your personal information of your credit cards, if you're using an ATM machine. An ATM machine is also an XP computer. And it says in front of you there, no one spies on the United States but the United States. So there is a small video clip here for anybody that doesn't understand that's watching this on YouTube, or sees it on Facebook, or sees it on Vaughan TV, or sees it on Twitter. The governments of the world today have been, some are denying it, some are saying that they don't keep your personal details. And there's been a lot of whistleblowers recently in the United States has actually come forward. Not just the guy Edward Snowden. There's quite a number on YouTube there, whistleblowers that have come forward recently. And even 2015 there at the start of the year. Big Brother is only telling us a certain amount. And last night in Northern Ireland on BBC, on the media, the army, the British Army, are setting up a unit to monitor the social media network. And they're starting next month. And that was announced last night on TV. So the government basically want to take control of the internet. Now, they'll say that they're watching for terrorism. That is a fact. They are watching for terrorism on the internet. But they're also recording large amounts of data in the wild. Of me, of you, and of everybody else. Whether you're on the house phone, whether you're watching television, smart TVs now, computers, whether you're a mobile device, they have a number of satellites up in space, they have them up the years. So I have a small video here, I just want to play it quickly on 10 ways the NSA spies on you. So I'll not show the video itself, I'll let you hear the sound. This one lasts for 3 minutes and 11 seconds. So let's hear what this one says here.
Phone industry will be watching closely
The
to see
country may
whether
not be convinced that this mass infringement of privacy is a price worth paying.
Okay, bear with me a second, I'll actually show it because it's not actually saying a lot here. But you will be able to pick it up on the screen.
the mobile phone industry will be watching closely
The
to see
country may
whether
not be convinced that this mass infringement of privacy is a price worth paying.
So that's a few ways that they can actually control. If you noticed, one of them was a man-in-the-middle attack. For anybody that doesn't understand what that is, it's a brute force attack is what they call it. Another one is faking web pages. So when you type in Google, you'll go to Google. But before you go to Google within that split second, you'll also go to them. You'll also notice that They say that if your mobile phone's turned off, they can still spy on you. That is correct. Mobile phones come with GP locators on them, and they also come with cameras, and it's one of the biggest and the best tool that the government have. Another thing they do watch out for is keywords. So if I'm on TV and I say something, I heard an explosion last night, the word explosion triggers a keyword, triggers an alert. And they understand it's marked, what they call marked, the market, and it's followed up. So this is one of the ways that they catch the terrorists on internet, some of them. So what I'm basically doing here, friends, is trying to draw your attention, not just the people in the room and on TV, because taxes like myself, he understands. But for people that's going to be watching this, now some people might say they don't care. I don't care, I have nothing to lose, nothing on my computer. Okay, what happens if you're using the house phone or you're using your mobile and you fall out with your girlfriend or you fall out with your wife and you're going through a separation and you're talking personal over the phone? There is a possibility that they could also be listening to that information. Now, there's a number of reasons why I would be concerned, and I'll explain them to you in a second. It's not because I have anything to worry about on my computer, because there's nothing on mine that's worth taking. But where do they keep all this information? And most important, where do they store it? How secure is it? There's a number of things you could ask yourself, or could it get into the wrong hands? You'll notice that there's quite a number of social media sites that have been in the media recently. Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and other ones. And of course a lot of them have denied it. They're not getting anything from us. We all know what our ISP watches us anyway. So, some of us really aren't worried. But the people that's watching us and recording us, we don't know who they are. And we don't know what they're doing with the information. They could be passing it to another third party without our knowledge. So anybody that is watching the video and wants to add to it, we're just going to bring Tax in a second and let Tax give his opinion. I know in the UK itself that there is what they call listening domes, big massive domes in the UK, and they've been there a long time and they're used to listen in and to monitor the airwaves, whether it's a computer or mobile. It's HQ or something like that they call it. as the time moves on and the more information that I see on the internet, it begins to open my eyes more and more. I even heard on the technical jargon, some people call it, that it is possible that if you go to buy a brand new computer today, or a brand new laptop or tablet device, it's possible that they can install spyware in the chipset before you even get the computer. Now, there is good news at the end of it, which I was lucky enough to find out. There's some good news and some bad news. But I do know that there's one thing the government don't like, and that's called encryption. Because it takes too much time for to try and break it, especially if it's set up properly. Now, can it be broke? I would say so, through time. But it does give you some comfort that you can still make that telephone call or use that computer without someone listening in. And as far as I read between the lines, whether in the United States, Germany or wherever you are, they're trying to police the internet. And the sad thing about it is they will ruin it. You no longer will have what they call freedom of speech. You no longer will be allowed to think for yourself or voice your opinion. Because they could use that in the near future to block you. Take some of the world countries where there's been disputes and the people have turned to media for to push their campaign to overturn governments. Them days could be coming to an end. And especially some of the governments that we have, we all know that their computers have been hacked many a time. Some of our own home computers are more secure, believe it or not. So there's a few things we can do, but I'm not going to play all this particular video here, okay? But it'll give you an idea. You will find this on YouTube, it's public information. It'll give you an idea of what they actually built. I think they built this in 2013 or are working on it, and this is in America.
Washington Journal continues.
As part of our Spotlight on Magazine series, we're talking today about the recent cover issue of Wired magazine about the National Security Agency building a new and the country's biggest spy center. The author of that, James Bamford, is joining us. He's the author of several books on this as well, following the NSA for many years now. What is the Utah Data Center?
Well, it's an enormous warehouse, basically. The NSA is going to keep all its intercepts, all its communication that it's intercepted, whether it's phone calls or emails or tweets, whatever kind of communications it picks up. It has a place to store them, and then it'll serve as what's known as a cloud. In other words, agency listening posts and the headquarters from different parts of the country will be able to tap into that communications that is stored there and then analyze it. So it's a big storage center for intercepted communications.
Why? Why is this necessary?
Well, because NSA intercepts huge amounts of communications. It intercepts communications all over the world. And, you know, you got a lot of communications, you got to have some place to put it. So that's